What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Godspeed ZRZ. Now, as you can tell from the title, today I want to go over some major updates for the Rubicon 392 as well as the rebuilt 6th gen Camaro. As you can see behind me, we've still got the Camaro torn apart for today. I went back through the rear suspension and tightened everything back up from, the most recent repair on that thing. I had a noise. I thought it could be the trunk lid because I did have to readjust it whenever I put it back together, but it turns out it's just the upper shock bolts that actually mount it to the body. So I tightened those up and everything should be fine on that. The rest of the Camaro suspension's held together really well so far. If you guys have been keeping up to date, you have seen my last video and I told you we got the wheels and tires ordered for the Jeep. They should be in any day now. And for that, I went with something a little bit different than what I was planning. So I actually ended up going with the 38 1550 Mickey Thompson Baja Bosses again. So same tread pattern as these 35s, but they will be the 38 1550s. And we got 20-inch wheels. Of course, we usually run 20 by 12s on the Jeep builds like this. Now, I am going to try to get away with no lift kit on it. We do have the Fox shocks where this is the non-XR package. I really want to retain that factory ride. Just the way it handles itself on the road is really great. I haven't even beat this one off road yet. I've taken it on a couple little trails, but nothing worth showing you guys here. Now, for the wheels, I actually got the XD60, I believe. I'll show you a picture of them here. It's the XD60 Onslaughts with the bronze accents. It's got a really good appearance to the wheel. It's got really good functionality too. With it being -44 offset, it will stick the 38 1550s out pretty darn wide, but you need to have that 12 wide at least to run the 1550s, at least in my opinion. Gives you the best appearance, the best performance. Now, another thing I added to the Camaro, which a lot of people won't be able to tell, is the little Camaro badge down here. Super cheap, obviously super easy to install. And then for the Chevrolet badge, you can tell this one's actually not electric tape. Just got this one in as well. Looks really good. It's the exact same as the factory one, but where they had color matched the original one, it just didn't look good. So went ahead and changed that out. And then aside from all that stuff, I did just actually install some new LED headlights for the Camaro. Of course, sent to me from these guys, and I'll put the description in the bottom. I've actually got a discount code for you as well. Check these out. They actually were a really easy install, and they actually turned out really good. So, as I told you guys before, I had these lights sent in and they looked pretty cool. I just hadn't had a chance to install them yet. Hadn't had a chance at all. It looks like they actually have their own cooling system built in, and I just plugged them in and it actually functions. I hope you guys can hear that there. Let's see. Pretty cool. But for the 6th gen Camaro, you can see we've got this one plugged in now, and then this is the factory, and it really has cleaned it up. It looks so much better. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and install the others, and I will update you guys whenever we're done with that. And just to fill you in, these are the new badges we got. For the Camaros, they actually come with like the chrome ones right there, and whoever had this previously must have deleted it whenever they did the rear emblem delete. But the new Chevy bow tie looks so much better. Looks awesome now. A lot better than the tape. And I just went through the rear suspension again just to tighten everything up. I've been hearing a couple noises, and what I traced it down to was just the shock bolts holding it to the upper up here. But that's all I can really tell for now. I didn't tighten that up. I don't know if that could be the cause, but I didn't touch it. Hopefully these will be the only thing that, was making the noise. And since I was in here, I need to go ahead and get these rotors turned, I guess. I don't plan on keeping this thing too much longer, so I don't want to do all new brakes, but we need to go ahead and fix a couple little things on it. Spoiler's still holding on great, which is surprising, just with the 3M. And then for the back here, taillights, of course, were already blacked out, and you can see the exhaust there. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish the lights on this, and I'll see you guys in just a second. And now we've actually got both in. And you guys can see here, once you do actually put the LEDs in, it looks great, of course, with the daytime running lights that are LED from the factory anyway. And these little ACs in here, let me just show you. They're running. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see the way that they actually work. But we got both sides in here. So I've ran into an issue with trying to install the high beam here. So you guys can see the size difference. Where this one's got the cooling system on the back side, it actually is just too big to fit in to the holes for the, for the high beams. I'm gonna go ahead and leave in, it's a Sylvania bulb. I'm gonna go ahead and leave in the ones that, they're already upgraded, but these would have done a lot better, but they just simply won't fit. But it's a really nice crisp light. And like I say, with the DRLs, it definitely looks way, way better like this. But for the thing that most of you guys care about, the Rubicon 392, I did want to give you guys an update because I don't know if I'll make a video in the progress of doing everything I'm gonna be doing next, just to prepare for the 38 1550s. So, of course, all of us know with the Rubicon fenders, they are two-piece. So, just like on one of my previous Rubicons, I took apart the fenders for just the one piece, the color match piece. And for the front, you can do actually the same thing, but you do have to get a different light up here, or at least a different mount to hold the fender on itself. I was driving down the road with the fender chop on one of them, actually driving up to this area before I was here, and both fenders just ripped off. Granted, I was going like 100 miles an hour in the 3.6, which the 3.6 I could go faster. It wasn't governed at necessarily 100. I think it was 110 or 108 versus this thing being at 100. So technically, I probably couldn't even rip these fenders off, even if we did take them down to the two-piece, down to the single piece, but I'm not gonna risk it this time. Another thing I ran into with a previous build on a 3.5-inch lift on a standard Rubicon. Now, keep in mind, this is gonna be roughly 2 inches over standard Rubicon. I did have to cut some things out back here, even with the stock fenders. I believe we had to cut this out. Of course, take the plastic off, and I'll change the fenders and bumpers here soon. And then aside from that, on the rock slider here, you guys can see how it actually sticks out quite a bit more. It covers about an extra 2 inches. Last time I cut it even with the body line. This time I may cut it just a hair deeper. But of course, once we get those wheels and tires on, it's gonna push everything out this way too. So it'll hit different points. And for the front, on the factory rock sliders, we'll cut it as well. And the cut will go along this line right here. But it's little minor stuff just to make it fit. Of course, the 38s technically do fit. I could just take the rock sliders off and I think they would be fine on road. But with just some slight alterations to the vehicle, they really will fit and perform well. So it's really easy on these Jeeps, and I'm excited to show you guys how easy it really is, and for it to actually perform, not just look like it's going to, but actually perform with really minimal work to get everything to clear really, really well. Now, we're gonna change fenders as well. We're gonna change bumpers. We're gonna do everything like usual, but I want to do this a little bit more gradual, like I've told you guys before. I plan on having this thing for a long time, so I wanna go through maybe 5 different phases with it. I plan on having it, like I say, for just about forever, and I don't wanna get tired of it right away. Another thing I did wanna mention on the Rubicon, of course, we're gonna be getting a actual spare tire delete instead of just the DIY one I've rigged up here. I've honestly just about forgot about it. This one actually functions really well. It doesn't look great, but it does great. And for the exhaust itself, I've been back in contact with Borla. So of course, as you guys know, or if you've watched my previous videos, we've got our own homemade straight pipe on this one, the penny pincher exhaust, which turned out really, really well. But just to kind of finish the whole thing, at least for, you know, phase 1, I want to get that exhaust on. That way, it's almost like an electric cutout in a sense, because I'll be able to put the stock valves back into the exhaust system, and I'll be able to use my mode button for the exhaust, you know, to turn it on performance and on standard mode there, which would be nice. That way we can take this vehicle out a little bit more with baby and it not be too much of an issue. But I am really excited about getting these new wheels and tires. Really and truly, the tire will be coming out to about here, and the height will be up to about right here. Once you do put it on, it's only going to raise up the vehicle in total probably about 2 inches, because metric 35s are basically 34.4s, and we're going to be putting a 1550 wide tire on a 12 wide rim, so it may measure just a hair taller than 38s. But I expect to get maybe about 2 inches more on, you know, the height and the clearance itself. And of course, fill up that fender well another 2 inches all the way around, 4 inches total. Which leaves us with an issue. I think that it should still fit in the garage. And that's one of the main reasons I want to not do a actual suspension lift yet. Of course, I usually do a lot of work with Skyjacker. I'll drop their discount code I still have active down below if any of you guys are looking for lift kits, accessories, or parts. But for now, I want to keep this one stock. That way, maybe it'll still fit in the garage. And we're not going with 40s yet either. Obviously, I usually go with 40s. This one, with being more of like a pro street version, I really want to make this just a fast, mean machine that really can destroy off-road too. But with the main focus being on, you know, kind of like performance oriented, just a joyride, a fun vehicle to drive. So that's my main focus so far, and we'll change it up as we go along. But that pretty much wraps up just the updates on these two mean machines. And of course, I've got the key over there too. Like I said, I don't mind to do a review on that thing for you guys if any of you actually want to see it. I do really need some help with something else. So you guys know, trying to replace the seats in here with racing seats. Now I found a bunch of options, of course, anywhere from $300 to $900 a seat. And I'm wanting to get a racing style seat, but I can't find any specific brackets that, you know, will fit this specific car. So I have seen maybe I could cut the brackets on this and re-weld those brackets to whatever seats I order. If so, though, I still don't really know. I've never done it before. So if you guys have any tips, any suggestions on, you know, either where I could look for an assembly that comes completely together, or how I would need to go about, you know, cutting the actual brackets off of the factory seats, please drop that down below and let me know. It helped me out a lot. But as always, guys, if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next. But until next time, guys, just take it easy. So guys, we're in the C8. The C8 drives incredibly well.